is a big-time New York sports fan. Maybe he can help us out. Richard, how you doing?
Hi, Michael, Don, Peter. Fellas, 60 years. I'm 65, just got Medicare. I go back to the 60 Yankee team against the Pirates.
Okay, so what was bigger in 69?
That's the biggest thing in the world ever. It changed the mayoral election, Michael. Mayor Lindsay didn't even get his party nomination. They had Mario Procaccino and I forgot the other guy from Staten Island, John Markey, were both the nominees. Lindsay was terrible, but he went around with the Mets after the World Series, and he got reelected on a third-party ticket. The city went wild. There's nothing been bigger in sports than the 69 Mets. Michael, nobody followed the Jets. The AFL, nobody cared about the Jets. Who knew who that Larry Grantham was or Matt Snell? That wasn't Frank Gifford or Sam Huff. They didn't care about the Jets. Joe Namath that made a star. That was the most influential. Now, the Knicks were the most beloved team from day one to the final game. The Knicks were loved from game one because Russell and Casey Jones had retired. The Knicks knew it was their season to win it. And they won it. They had a tough 7-game series against the Bullets and then tough against L.A. But they would be beloved by everybody. Now,
but it was still the Mets were bigger.
The Mets were the biggest thing in sports, bigger than the Olympic hockey team, bigger than 9/11, Bush throwing out the ball, cheated, Piazza's homer. Forget it, Don. Michael, forget it. Now, the second biggest, Reed walking onto the court, in my opinion, is the second biggest New York moment ever. The biggest moment, Michael, and you'll appreciate this, student of history, Lou Gehrig's "I'm the luckiest man in the world" speech in front of 65,000 at Yankee Stadium. Nothing compares with that, and I'll put a Reed second. Now, as far as the Knicks, listen to their starting lineup. Frazier was from Southern Illinois, Barnett, Tennessee State, DeBusschere, Detroit, University Detroit, Reed, Grambling University, and Bradley, Princeton. Do you know which of those 5 schools was the basketball powerhouse?
That was Princeton, right?
That's right. That's how funny it was. Now, Reed walking out was the greatest Knick moment. Fellas, what was the second greatest Knick moment? And you should know this. I'll be disappointed if you don't.
Well,
second greatest Knick moment. David Stern picking the envelope, enabling the Knicks to get Patrick Ewing. That's the second
Was it
greatest.
the back-to-back 50 games by
No, well, moment.
Bernard?
A moment is a minute. So when Stern picked that envelope from the cage, that was the
right,
greatest.
tell us what was it?
That's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying.
Oh, Stern?
Stern
Yeah,
picking
Stern
the
picking the
envelope that
envelope.
enabled the Knicks to get Patrick Ewing.
I would agree, and I'll always remember Dave DeBusschere's face when it happened. He pumped his fist like he was going to get ill. He was so excited.
Would you make 3, Richard, the Larry Johnson
Richard's
three-point
not there
play?
anymore.